be a bit
Expulsion
frustrated.
has always been a problem for me.
It's yeah. There's so many things that are hard in this run. So right here, you can just skip everything. There's no need to kill those gargoyles. You're gonna grab that wall, break that wall, kill the Revenant here. So what's important is you want to flame belch those zombies because it's going to give you a Praetor suit point, and you want to have 4 of those. 2. Do you have 2 right now or 4? I can't
2.
remember. 2. Yeah, you want to have 2 in order to pick up quick weapon swaps.
So right now I have 2. I actually wait. What happens is I go in, pick
Oh
up a
yeah.
3rd, blow up an Erectron the 4th, and then the 4th lets me get faster dasher, which we'll see in a bit, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. So each level has specific objectives, like bonus objectives, challenges. I can't remember how they call them in game, but if you do those, they reward you with a Praetor suit point. And there are 2 challenges you complete in this level. The first one is, I think it put 3 mobs on fire. So very conveniently, you just saw there are a bunch of.
Fun fact: it's actually 4, and I do mention that because there's not a lot of groups of 4 in this level. But I always think it's 3. And if you miss it there, you have to kind of get it somewhere else, and it's a little bit harder to get 4 enemies close together. But it's that, blow up an Arachnotron turret, and then there is another one, but it's pick up a Sentinel Crystal, and we're going to pick up a Sentinel Crystal anyway for like ammo and stuff. So it's kind of just a free Praetor suit.
Oh, that's where the free one comes from. Okay, I'd forgotten about that. So, okay. So you pick up we're going to do those 2 challenges in particular, the Flame Belch one and the Arachnotron one, because we want those kind of free Praetor suit points, because we're going to look for specific upgrades. So ones we're really looking for is faster weapon swap and faster dash recharge.
And I believe we still pick up 2 in this level to get to the amount of 6. But obviously, getting the challenges reduces the amount we have to pick up manually.
Yeah, you pick up 1. Yeah, we'll see where you pick those up, but exactly. I think it's the only upgrade you guys get, no, with the run.
Pretty much. There is sometimes if we feel like it, basically. If you're in Doom Hunter base and you get it's like 3 frag kills or something, you get 1 extra point, and you can put that into climbing ledges faster.
Yeah.
Which saves some time, but it's not important to runs as much as I would say faster dasher and quick swapping would be.
Yeah, quick swapping is really important because it allows you to it boosts your DPS considerably, and faster dash gives you a lot of mobility. So those are really the 2 key ones. But right here, there's nothing spectacular. You're gonna trigger the fight. You're going to fight this. My God, Hell Knight. I'm gonna take a shot every time you say Hell Knight. The trick to this fight is you want to take care of that first Mancubus. The second one is going to spawn up top right there. You're going to want to blow up those exploding bars to kind of kill it. The last one spawns a bit further in the corridor, but he makes her way to you. So you're going to use I'm going to put that in normal speed. You're going to use the flying axes to kill that 3rd Mancubi, and boom, he's dead. So that's kind of like a free kill right there. So, as Bloodshot just said, we're going to pick up that second, that 3rd actually, Praetor suit point. So, again, he reloads checkpoint to skip through the animation. You don't have to do that if you're just on your first run. So right here, he's going to use that climbable ledge to get very good height. He blew up that Arachnotron turret in order to get his last Praetor suit point. So now he has 4. He has... where did you pick the first one? I think you pick it up in Exaltia?
The first one's on the Doom ship.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They force you to pick up a token, so you always at least start with 1, and then it's flame belching 4 things, Then I pick up the other one right before the Erectron turret. Then I blow up the Erectron turret, and that's 4. And then later, I pick one up elsewhere, which you'll see, which is the 5th one. And then I pick up the Sentinel Crystal, which is the 6th one. And then that's 2 for the quick swapping.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna show. Typos. Blah blah blah. So Bloodshot right now, he's right over here, and he's going to do a trick to skip this whole fight. He's going to hug the ledge here and go over this wall. Let's watch him do it, and I'll kind of try to explain a bit slow. It's a very easy trick to do. So, oops. I was trying to be as simple as possible, but okay, you need to dash at least one. So, yeah. He obviously does it very optimally because he's used to doing this, but the first time you're going to try this trick, it's not perfectly intuitive. What you want to do is you want to double jump and dash while holding W, whoops, and try to hug the wall. Actually, did they make this more difficult in the most recent version? It seems like it. So, the way I remember wanting to do it is you want to kind of get stuck when you start off for the first time. Get stuck over there. So, double jump, double dash. Ah! God.
I actually usually try to pace my dashes because you do start falling, and so you wanna make sure you're keeping up with your dashes, just so that you're not caught without a dash.
Yeah.
And then once you're at the top, you have to kind of like dash more to the right, or like up and to the right, because then you can get over the wall. It's a little weird and awkward, but like once you figure it out, it kind of like makes sense. Like once you're up here and stuck against this, you want to turn to the right and then dash, and that usually lets you get up. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So just you kind of want to dash against this this surface, and it counts as a flat surface because you're recharging your dashes. So, as Bloodshot said, getting over it, there's just like an invisible ledge here, and it's not perfectly intuitive how you want to get over it, but kind of force your way through. And the first few times it's gonna feel a bit weird, but then you're just gonna get a feel for it. Oops. And once you're here, all you have to do is just jump, dash over here. And it avoids the fight, it avoids having to go through this whole section, and you can just run to the end of...
You have to go pick up the key.
Oh yeah, sorry. We'll see you do that in a second anyways. I forgot about that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you just go through this whole part and pick up the key. So you don't have to do this fight, there's no need. On Ultra Nightmare, this has always been a very scary part for me because I've always been scared of dying. But on easy difficulty, it doesn't matter. So Bloodshot tried and miserably failed to land a couple of bunny hops there, which is great because it avoids me having to show you how normal people do it. If you're really cool, you can bunny hop your way all the way around this whole section. But the normal way of doing it is just landing on that boost pad and going through landing on the boost pad, opening the doors, breaking the vent, picking up your rocket launcher, and doing this whole section. So he's going to do a dash boost here, which is not particularly easy. It's very good, but it's not easy. There are a bunch of other methods, which I'm unfortunately not able to show you because they've blocked those methods with invisible walls in the most recent version. But what I'm going to show you is a version of another version of the trick, which is slightly easier, which I used to do and I've always done on 1.1, where I'll just show you the trick. It's easier. So I fell I'm playing on UN, which is why I blow up that guy's cannon because I'm always scared I'm going to fail and die. So I obviously failed it the first time, so I'm happy I blew up that cannon because that Mancubus is a lot less threatening now. But what you want to do is take this jump pad, dash twice, and grab the top of that pillar, and then you can just turn around and jump to this full health bauble. It's not a It takes a bit of timing. It's not a hard trick to land once you've got the timing down. It's not an easy trick to land, but it's a great trick to learn because it avoids having to do this whole fight. To me, the timing is kind of. I mean, you have to learn the timing. You have to work on it. It's not easy. Right here, it's not a great example because I kind of landed at the last. I think if I had been maybe a frame short, I would not have grabbed that ledge. But I barely made it right there, which is why I don't think this is a great example. But you can do it that way. It's easier than landing. In my opinion, it's slightly easier than landing the dash boost Bloodshot landed. You might want to practice the way with the jump pad instead of the dash boost first, and then work on the dash boost. So here he does a bit of he cheeses his way to save a few seconds with some reloads. This fight is straightforward. You want a grenade, rocket launcher, PB, rocket launcher. Kill that last, the third whiplash. Kill whatever's still alive. And there you have it. So he's going to reload the checkpoint because it avoids having to stand in that circle, and it saves a few seconds. The door opens. He's going to pick some ammo. He's going to pick out lock-on burst. So there's something he does which is kind of important, not important, but which is obvious once you've been told, but not perfectly intuitive. Is that you can navigate your way through the weapon mods by pressing Q and E. So if you're on your shotgun and you press E, you'll get on your heavy machine gun. You press E again, you'll get on the plasma gun. So what he does right there to go quickly from his shotgun to his rocket launcher is he presses Q, because Q goes left. So you go all the way around and you end up on your rocket launcher. So it makes menuing a bit simpler. He upgrades his...
The nice thing is that even though we skip a bunch of fights, we actually get enough points to get both upgrades for lock-on, which is just... You'll see it, lock-on's really good.
Yeah, especially on the next fight. Like, lock-on is so good. So he does a dash boost here. You don't have to do that. He does that to be fancy. I forgot you almost died there.
Forgot that too, jeez. I must have had nerves on this one.
It was your last run of the day.
It was.
So this fight is, in my opinion, it's one of the hardest fights in game if you don't know what you're doing. It's one of the easier fights in game if you know what you're doing. So I'll explain to you what you have to do. At least I'll try to. So it starts off, I think it's 3 phases. The first phase is this Mancubus and a Cacodemon that spawns. The Mancubus always spawns at the same spot, which is right there. So you want to take care of him with a lock-on burst. I think you do PV, no, just lock-on burst and rocket launch. You're going to want to chainsaw. It's funny because you don't do the same thing as other runners do. Jay does it differently, but I tend to do it your way anyways. But
it's changed a lot,
yeah,
just as time has gone on. One thing to note, just because it's like one of those small things, is I do use the chainsaw there because in the frame right now there is a chainsaw pip right there, which lets me get back to 3. Because chainsaw routing is kind of like a weird. It's one of those things I wouldn't recommend new players learning much, except for maybe the one on Hell on Earth. But there are some levels where we abuse having 3 chainsaws at certain points of the run. But it's kind of hard when you're trying to keep your ammo topped off, because if you use too much ammo, then you're gonna have a slower fight because you don't have ammo. So it's one of those things that I think once you get used to the fights, it's useful to learn, but it's definitely not as important right away.
Yeah. I hadn't
Yeah.
thought about it, but I agree. Uh, like you guys land, I won't say every shot, but most of your shots, and there's little waste in the ammo you use. Whereas the first time you're running this, you're gonna miss shots, you're gonna use your rocket launcher when you shouldn't be, and stuff like that. So, really quickly, your ammo's gonna be out of whack compared to what their ammo is. So, don't bother too much mimicking what they're doing with chainsaws. Don't worry too much if you don't have the 3 chainsaws they have, and don't spend 3 minutes running around an arena waiting for your last chainsaw pip to reload or whatever, because you don't want to be using this instead of that, or picking up this stuff instead of the other stuff. Just try to do whatever you can. I think the main part of the run at first is learning the fights. It really is what's going to save you most time. Then then work on the little stuff. But learning spawns, learning the, for instance, we're going to go through this fight and learning how this fight works makes this fight almost trivial. Whereas if you don't know how it works, it can be a bit tricky. So as we just said, there's a Mancubus that spawns. We'll have another look at that. The Mancubus always spawns at the same spot. Lock on, extra rocket, kill those guys. Chainsaw, pick up the last chainsaw on your left. So there's still a Cacodemon. Cacodemon gone. This is phase 2 now. Phase 2 is a Revenant and Arachnotron. They always spawn at the same spot, so you want to be somewhere around here. Some players like to be on this ledge right here. You can be on the box, on the ledge, it doesn't matter. You kind of want a clear field of view where you can see both the Revenant on your right. Just gonna jump up. Boop. The Arachnotron on your left. Once you've killed one of the two, this whiplash spawns. That whiplash is accompanied by this Doom. Fucking hell, Dread Knight? Not Dread Knight, Hell Knight. My god! Just gonna write it. I'm going to write it down. So, as you saw, he's abusing Rocket Lock on. You kill everything with Rocket Lock on. You triple chainsaw the Hell Knight. So now you're back. You have a fair amount of rockets. The Revenant, another Revenant spawns. You're going to use your rockets on that last Mancubus, and the fight's done. There. So it's like a... So 1725, he gets into the arena at 1640. So it's a mid 40 for what I think is, at least first time I played through the game, was a very difficult fight. You have seven heavies, Mancubus, a ton of shit around you, and he just makes it look very simple. It's what I call a 12-click fight. It's like right click, left click, right click, left click. Everything's set. There's the Hell Knight. So the Revenant's up there. Goodbye, Revenant. He's going to use his last 3 rockets on that Mancubus. Kill the Mancubus, and you're done. So here he's going to do a neat little trick, which is when you have when the game cuts to black to kind of show you something that's happening in game. If you're dashing mid-air, you can you keep your dash speed. So I think we call that dash conservation or momentum conservation. So you're going to see he's dashing as the screen fades to black, and he's going to be zooming his way across the screen. Boom. It's a neat trick, it's not very hard. It's pretty cool, so you could try it. Well, actually, give me a second, I'm going to grab some water. I've been talking for 2 hours. I'm parched. And I'm back. So there's nothing exceptional in this section. He's going to Flame Belch. Flame Belch, well, chainsaw these guys for some free ammo. Flame Belch there with free armor.
Your super shotgun is nearby. A relic from your past. The priest has kept repeating on you in this remote location.
Blow this up. Use the skull. He's gonna do this fight. There's nothing extraordinary in this fight, except for the fact that you can actually walk through those metal bars. They don't have collision. It doesn't give you a significant advantage, but it's pretty funny that you can just walk your way through. I think the only thing that's noteworthy here is that the 2 Cueballs only respawn once you've killed both. So if you're going to use the Cueballs to kill stuff and you want them to respawn, you need to kill both, and you can't just, if you just kill one, the other one's going to stay and nothing's going to respawn. So you need to learn. There's nothing extraordinary with this fight. You need to kill these guys, use the Cueballs on the heavies that spawn. It's a bit RNG heavy because the Cueballs sometimes don't work the way they should work, but there's nothing much you can do about it. And again, once you know what you're doing, it's an extremely easy fight. I'll go over the spawns. It's something like 7 or 8 shield guys here. After that, it's a whiplash, and on the opposite side, it's an arachnotron. Then the walls start burning, so you can't hug the walls anymore, and it's 2 mancubus or 2 mancubi. And that's it. So he just makes he actually bunny hops his way through the red thing on the ground because it's faster than doing it the normal way. So if you can't land bunny hops, you can just use the monkey bars and stuff. So I forgot to mention something important, which is a bit earlier when we were mentioning this, everything about the right here. This is very important. As soon as he blows that arachnotron turret up, he levels up. He picks up faster dashes, and it's very important because faster dashes is a great thing to have. Faster dashes is great, but you cannot, or almost cannot, do this skip without faster dashes. It's a very difficult skip without faster dashes. So you want to pick it up as soon as you kill that, destroy that arachnotron turret, because you kind of need it immediately. And if you don't pick it up, it's going to make the rest of the run very difficult. So let's go back to where we were. Yeah. So now he has two Praetor suit tokens, so he picks up faster weapon swap. Here he's going to do a dash boost against a small piece of geometry right here. He's going to stand on this ledge right here, which counts as a slope. He's going to dash against it, and boom. He makes his way up here without having to go through the whole puzzle, so it's a good time save. Right here, all he has to do is kill both Revenants. Now, once again, he's going to bunny hop his way through this whole section because it's faster than using the monkey bars, and he's going to do the whole Revenant section. So the Revenant section is slightly annoying because it's pretty RNG heavy without being exactly RNG heavy. Some of the spawns are random, some of the spawns aren't. Like the arachnotron spawn, it's not always there. This mancubus always spawns in the middle. What I can tell you is you don't need to kill the mecha zombies, so don't bother. And you want to end the fight near the center and in the air, so you can kind of pick up the super shotgun a bit faster.
I will say you do need to kill the soldiers, but also whichever side the Erectron first spawns in, once it's dead, the second Erectron spawns on the opposite side. So you're like kind of looking between the two directions to see where the first Erectron goes, and then once you know where it is, you know where the second one would go.
And I'm very surprised you let the Revenant live, but you know, to each his own. So this whole section is it's not very difficult. You need to, but you do need to execute it the way he does, in my opinion. So you want to kill the first, open the first, I'd say box right there. Kill those guys with sticky bombs. You definitely want to kill those soldiers with a rocket launcher, because they're very annoying. So he opened that one and immediately went to the next one because there's a Cueballs, I think, that spawns there. Yeah, exactly. The way you want to do it is exactly what he did. You want to open this box, let the guys move just a bit, freeze them, and then use the Cueballs on them, because using the Cueballs on them when they're not frozen is going to be very difficult. But when they're frozen, it's very easy. So you killed both of them. Right there, you want to super shotgun your way across everything. There's a Cueballs right there that spawns. A Mancubi, triple chainsaw, and you've just killed the Mancubi. So he's going to use the meat hook to be a bit fancy here. Gain a bit of momentum. You don't need to kill anything back there. Oh, he's going to do... Okay, this is relatively... Oh, this is the worst trick in the run. I'm not even going to... I hate this trick. Dude, I don't know what your tips are.
It's not as bad as it used to be. But,
yeah.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of ways to go through that room. There's actually a recent one that's kind of decent, but the way I did it in that video is pretty, I'll say, easy. What you do is you enter. I don't know if your screen is black right now, just letting you know.
Oh, sorry.
But what you do is you walk in, you turn left, and then you dash onto like a bit of an archway. I forget like what it specifically is or looks like, but I'll let you, I guess, get to where it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my way around, but it's a bit tricky.
I believe it's
blah blah blah.
if you go to where the shotgun arena is, you just go down, kinda.
I was at the shotgun arena, so wait, let me. Oh god, I must. No, okay, this is the shotgun arena.
So then go to where the like Revenant would be, or where you like spawn in. Go.
Yeah, okay. So he's here. Yeah, okay.
And then if you go just down.
Yeah.
There you go. And then just follow your way through here. Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay.
So once you're in here, you would immediately turn left, and there's a like archway thing there. You can kind of just stand on this, and then I look towards the I'll say coffin, the thing that's floating in the middle of the room. Now what I do is I jump, do 2 dashes, and then jump, because then you get your air control movement, and you're trying to get on one of those bottom spikes. From there, what you have to do,
I'm terrible at this. I hate this.
That's why I do jump, dash, dash, jump, because trying to aim the final dash on the spike is kind of rough. So once you're on this spike, you have to at least go up one more spike. So what you do is you look at the coffin thing, and you jump backwards, jump forwards, and then that gets you on to the next spike. And then you can make it over to here.
So technically, when like the coffin's turning now, and its timing is a bit out of whack, but when you get here for the first time, it should be in a neat-ish position, and it'll be a bit easier for you to do what Bloodshot just described. As you saw, it's kind of easier to do it when the coffin's facing you, in my opinion. But
Agreed.
it's pretty tedious. It's not like this. The spikes are not very easy to stay on, and once you're on a spike, you're like, yay, success! And you need to jump backwards, jump forwards, and land on the spike above it. And it's not an easy trick. It's worth practicing. It's not too technical. It's not too difficult. It's worth giving a try. To be honest, I spent weeks not doing it because the older version was horrendous. You'd get up on this flagpole and then you'd get up on it used to be dreadful. But I think we found a version with a dash boost, but I can't remember where it is. I think it's this on this side.
There was a dash boost, but we never really figured it out well. Recently we found you can just I forget what it's called, but you know the trick that is on Hell on Earth, where you just kind of like get 3 jumps.
Oh, like prop boosting or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you can kind of do that against like the center like ring that has like the green gas coming out of it. You can just kind of like jump into this sort of. It's weird. It's one of those things you have to kind of get practice to. But I would just recommend at first learning the one where you just go on the archway and then get on the spikes.
Yeah, getting on the archway is pretty easy, and like when the coffin is aligned in a way which, like right here, when it's perfectly.
This is the worst one. Yeah.
It's very difficult, but.
Again, though, I would still recommend saving your double jump to get onto the spike, because otherwise you have to aim the dash itself.
So how do you? What's your technique? You said jump dash dash.
Dash jump. So you don't double jump right away. You just jump dash jump.
Jump dash dash. But I can't. Oh, okay. You need to jump. That's very weird. Well, I'll let whoever's watching figure it out. Luckily, I don't run this, so I haven't needed to figure it out.
It's not the biggest deal. So
yeah, it's not a huge time save. It's like one of those cool tricks you want to learn. Like you skip stuff. It's not just optimizing fights. You kind of skip a section, so you're doing what no one else knows, which is cool. So it's cool to learn, but it's not easy. Okay, yeah. So jump dash dash jump backwards. So here you're going to abuse a bit of the mechanics that go around the whole climbable walls to kind of maneuver your way really fast around that section. There's nothing very special here. Use a Cueball to kill the Revenant. Use a Cueball to shoot the Mancubus and prey. Sometimes that Cueball in particular decides that the Revenant is its best friend and it won't kill it, and kind of Mr. President, but the other way around. He does a neat trick here, is that he once you've killed these guys, there's a Cacodemon that spawns, and you can't activate the lever if the Cacodemon's alive, but he gets this whole platform up and then he kills the Cacodemon. That way he can activate the lever immediately, so he saves just a bit of time. So there's nothing extraordinary about this fight. Use the axes to kill that Hell Knight. And now he's going to get one of the cooler tricks of the run, in my opinion, which is a meat hook to kind of gain, well, not to kind, but to gain extra height and hit that trigger and avoid the whole parkour section. So I'll jump in game to explain a couple of points. First off, what he's doing with the meat hook and how it works. Do I have to... am I going to be able to... Okay. This might be a bit of an issue. Okay, so I'll show... Well, first I'll show a backup, which is a dash boost you can do right here. So you want to hug this ledge right here and do a dash boost. So again, what's really important here is, it's even more important here because what you want to do is press backwards after the dash boost, obviously to avoid friction, but also because if you don't press forward, you're going to hit an invisible wall, which is right here. So you're not going to gain the necessary height to make your way all the way to the trigger right there. I'm going to show what Bloodshot's doing. He explains it in his video anyways, but basically what he's doing... I need to find a mob that's alive somewhere around here.
I do not fear you. This match is not won yet.
I will let you know that I have to go do dinner real quick. So
Yeah.
I'll be back. I think the only thing that that I might want to help explain would be like the meat hook on Doom Hunter base. So everything else should be pretty self-explanatory. And even that, I think you can pretty much explain it. So.
No, I was going to say that's great because I've never landed or even tried that meat hook. So apart from saying you need to meat hook stuff and cross your fingers, that was a basic explanation I was planning on giving.
Well, I will hopefully be back in time to help with that.
Well,
so,
hopefully I'll still be here because this is going to be a lot longer than I expected.
No worry. I mean, if you need to do 2 parts, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I will.
If you consider though, like, you know, you've done 2 hours and we've gotten through 30-ish, like 25 minutes of the run. That's like a third of
Yeah,
it. So
yeah, I agree.
not terrible.
Yeah, I agree. So the point I was trying to make with regards to the skip you just saw is that so you just saw Bloodshot. So I'm gonna cheat. You just saw Bloodshot gain a lot of height with a meat hook, and the way he does that is by quad jumping. With meat hook, what you can do is you can double jump, meat hook, and then double jump again. So you're getting a free double jump basically. Whoops. So what he does in his clip is that he double jumps, he freezes the Arachnotron, then he's going to double jump, meat hook, and then double jump again. That's all there is to it. It's extremely simple. I mean, it sounds extremely simple. It's not that difficult, even if you've never tried it before. You're probably going to fail the first time, but that's all there is to it. He does it really quickly, but he just jumps twice, meat hooks that Arachnotron, and then turns around to punch the statue. And there's as I showed, like there's the backup with the dash boost. If you can't land it, and the Arachnotron is running around and you can't get it in a good position, just kill everything, or not even kill everything. Just do the dash boost. It's not difficult. Be sure to hold S after the dash, and you're gonna have a great time. So this fight is important, and it's again probably one of the harder fights in the game if you don't know what you're doing, but if you know the spawns, it's a very easy fight. So he gets a cheeky shot, off a soldier. You want to lock on burst those 2 revenants. Once you kill the revenants, there's a Hell Knight that spawns. Then there's an Arachnotron that spawned over there. He froze that whiplash that always spawns over there. So spawns here are static. They always spawn at the same place. So at the start of the fight, you're always going to have 2 revenants opposite you. Once you've killed those, you're always going to have... actually, I'll just go through the fight again. At the start of the fight, you're always going to have 1 revenant here, 1 revenant here. Once you've killed those, you're always going to have a Hell Knight that spawns right here. That Arachnotron right here is always going to spawn right here. That Whiplash is always going to spawn right there. You want to pick up Overdrive, which gives you infinite ammo. Kill that Revenant that always spawns over there. Then go to the Arachnotron that always spawns over here. And there's a Mancubus left, which should be hanging around. And he spawns a bit late. Oh, there's a nice rocket right there. but once you've done that, perfect. So he does a fancy dash boost here to avoid riding the elevator. It saves a split second. If you can't land it, don't do it. It's fun, but if you can't land it, just don't do it. Welcome to the start of the run, aka Doom Hunter Base. This is a pretty straightforward fight. You need to kill everything. He cheeses his way, cheeses a few seconds off the clock here by punching, just standing next to this the breakable chain at the end of the train.